All right, guys, the day has finally come. After months of collecting parts, we're ready to bring this over to my buddy Tom's shop and get the build started. Let's go. So the Comanche made it over to Tom's. We are now looking at building the sliders. I ended up purchasing the Rough Stuff DIY sliders. So that's tonight's project.
So today's project, we're going to remove the coil springs right about here. We're going to ditch those. The shocks are coming out. Those are going. And I'm going to start carving up the inner fender to fit some TMR Customs coilovers roughly in the spot that they're going to need them. We're going to do that for both sides and see how far we get. I believe Luciano's coming over tonight. He's going to swap in the radiator. Because that's pretty hokey. All the cooling lines drain the radiator, and see what kind of stuff that we find behind that needs to be fixed. Basically, every time we remove panels, we find more work that needs to be repaired. So, we'll see what's going on. So one thing I forgot to add is that I took some tape measurements and put them on a piece of blue tape on the window. I measured the axle and the bumper height so that when I jack up the front end and I take the tires off, I can put the axle on jack stands, and then I can pick up the body with the car lift, and then when I remove the coil springs and the shocks, I can set the front bumper back down to the proper ride height so that when I start mocking up the coilovers, I know roughly where the body needs to sit without much adjustment. I figured I'd bring you in and show you what we got to work on. Hold on, let me grab a light. Alright, so in here, basically what we have to do is come in here and try and cut these brackets off as clean as possible. As you can see, someone welded not a fair amount on these, but I gotta try and torch them off cleanly enough, grind them flat because we're reusing the truss, reusing obviously everything on the outside of it, especially the bring it over here, this coil spring mount ties into the lower control arm brackets, which we're trying to save. And then we go over this side. This side has a fair bit more going on. Let me put the light down. There's a track bar bracket coming in, but there's also a captured nut in here, which I don't want to lose, and I don't know how much structure this track bar bracket really has. As you can see, there's a kind of porous weld over here. And like the other side, you got the shock tabs and the lower control arm bracket. So let me grab the torches and we'll try and fire this off.
All right, so we had some time to kind of dig into the front. And in doing so, Tom, cut some holes for the coilovers. And we've noticed this side on the driver's side that it bumps into the brake booster. Now, with that, we had some, where are they? Right over here. We had some shock towers we were going to use from TMR, but they're just way too big. It's not going to fit in there. So the new plan is to get the sliders in, figure out where, so the sliders are going to be in, figure out where our A is going to come up. We're going to have to build a tube coming into the engine bay and kind of run somewhere over here for the coilover to kind of tie into. So that's new plan right now. Tom is going to finish weld the sliders, and we're going to take it from there.
Hard 90 or a soft 90, like a soft like 45, with two bends or just a bend? I feel like a bend like that at like a 45.
And then what? This bend would go up, bend up.
Yeah, and then a bend back.
I feel like that would look cooler. I just don't know how much more of a pain in the ass that is.
It's always a pain in the ass. So you just pick the pain in the ass you feel like doing.
So I say we go the soft, and then the double.
A double?
Yeah. Getting there.